Winter bikes. While your summer steed is in hibernation, sheltering from the elements, your winter bike, typically fitted with mudguards, wider winter tyres and lower spec components, will do battle with the winter weather. I'm talking rain, sleet, snow and just general road grime.
They often feel slower, but how much slower is a winter bike? Well, we're going to find out.
First, we need to establish what a winter bike is and why you might need one. Now, in certain parts of the world where you're bathed in perennial sunshine, a winter bike isn't necessary, and I'm incredibly jealous if you live in one of those parts of the world. But in more temperate regions where the winters are wet and the roads become very dirty, well, they're a bit of a no-brainer.
But why do we need to know how much slower they are?
Well, because it's simply an academic curiosity, but also because when you turn up to your winter group ride, there's always that one absolute who turns up in full summer kit on their summer bike with no mudguards. How much time are you shipping to that guy? But what is a winter bike? Well, it's open to interpretation, but we've gone for this. Now, it's a Canyon Grizzle, technically a gravel bike, but we're increasingly seeing people use gravel bikes as winter bikes, and it's for good reason. The frames are nice and rugged, and they have lots of tyre clearance, which means you've got plenty of space to fit mudguards, or fenders, if you're in America, and much wider tyres. Now, for the tyres, we've gone for Pirelli Cinceratos. They're a dedicated winter tyre, and they're 32 millimeters wide, these bad boys, so loads of grip. And the importance of winter tyres is that the compounds are actually different, meaning that they're designed to operate in lower temperatures and provide better grip down there. It's something that's come over from automotive. In addition to the increased grip in lower temperatures, you'll often get increased puncture protection, which is important because there's lots of stuff on the road. But this comes at the penalty of rolling resistance. Typically, your winter tyres are going to be considerably slower. You often have lower spec components on your winter bike. We're being a bit liberal here. I mean, this is Shimano GRX, it's kind of Ultegra level, but just bear with us. But as a general rule of thumb, your winter bike's going to be heavier, less aerodynamic than your summer best one.
Our test is going to be a simple one. Ollie and I are going to ride side by side, and I am going to ride on my summer bike. Hell yeah. Ollie is then going to ride next to me on his winter bike to start with. I'm going to ride up the climb at a controlled 300 watts. I'm going to ride the middle section at 250 watts, and then we're both going to freewheel the descent. Now, by using our power meters, we can then record the efforts that Ollie's having to do to mimic my speed and riding. We're then gonna get Ollie onto his summer bike, pretend it's summertime again, and repeat the experiment. That way, we can assess the difference in power between the two efforts and see how much slower winter Ollie is compared to summertime Ollie.
A winter bike isn't about riding fast. I mean, it's got mudguards on it. It's designed to, well, keep you, your bike and your riding companions nice and clean and just make winter riding more enjoyable. Winter riding, it's about training benefit. Winter miles, summer smiles.
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to ride my summer bike. This thing is incredible. It's like 7.5 kilograms. It's got carbon wheels, Di2. This thing is rapid. Oh, and it's got rim brakes as well.
Well, mine weighs 9.4 kilograms, but it's going to keep me clean.
Yeah. Well, should we go do this test then?
Go on then.
Oh, come on, right. We're actually on mud now. I wish I had mudguards.
So set off on the climb. I'm on my winter bike, trying to keep pace. And I mean, I feel like I'm working quite hard.
You got your work cut out today. Oh. Right, let's get our heads down, focus. I'm going to try and be consistent on the power. And well, we're well in the way now.
So I'm doing more power. I'm doing 300, 305.
Well, it's close at least. I'm still just over 300 on this little kicker.
I'm definitely feeling like I have to work harder right now.
I normally do.
This is great. I'm loving this. In 3, 2, 1, and lap. Yeah, nice. Right, 250.
We're on the flat section now, doing 36k an hour, and I'm doing 300 watts.
And I'm not doing 300 watts.
Oh God.
Come on, Winter Ollie, you can do it. Right, we're at the halfway point now of our test loop. We're holding a pretty steady 250 watts.
Well, you are.
Well, I am, and it's quite a warming feeling inside, knowing that I've actually got a slightly more optimised setup in terms of speed than you have today.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
This
nice.
bike is kind of slower in every way. It's less aero, it's heavier, and I think one of the biggest differences is the tyres, you know. You're
Yeah.
on summer tyres,
Yeah.
but these big winter tyres are definitely much slower rolling. We're coming up to the descent now, and on the descent, we're both going to ride side by side and not pedal, freewheel in the drops.
Yeah. Well, I'll be glad for a rest, actually. God. Whew, so are you.
Oh, hey, I'm having to really work hard.
I feel quite in control at the moment.
I'm not.
Yeah, sorry. Right, that's the first test done. Winter Ollie versus, well, the summer bike. So we better go get you your summer bike.
Can't wait.
And
Right.
redo the test.
Yes.
Shall we?
Cool.
Oh, be lovely. Right, we're back on the bikes. Ollie's on his summer bike and he's happier than ever before.
Yes. Our setups are actually pretty comparable. So this bike weighs 7.5 kilos as well, same as Alex's. Has got disc brakes though. And we've got the same tyres on.
Happy days.
Nice summer tyres. Let's see what happens. We're just on the halfway point, and it's ridiculous already how much easier this feels on a summer bike with no mudguards and stuff. I can't wait to see what the power data reveals.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Right, we better get our heads down, be consistent on the numbers, and looking
going.
forward to the descent.
Yeah. We've done the test runs, so now we're going to head back to the warmth of GCN Megabase to compute the results. Actually, to get us there, can we have a Batman-style scene transition?
Oh, that'd be mega, yeah. Are you Batman?
Don't worry about that.
All right, cool.
First, the results of the climb. Now, we did it in 6 minutes 28 while I was riding the winter bike. Alex averaged 300 watts, but in order for me to keep up with him on the winter bike, I had to average 307 watts for that duration. Now, moving on to the summer bike, it became easier for me and I only had to average 297 watts to keep pace with Alex doing 300. The second time round, we were a second quicker though, but that's within the margin of error.
So that was a 9-watt saving for riding on the summer bike. Not groundbreaking, but it is reasonable.
Yeah, but moving on to the flatter section of the course, and the results speak for themselves, it started to be a much bigger difference. And this is because the rolling resistance penalty of the winter bike and the aerodynamic penalty of the non-aero wheels, non-aero frame and mudguards started to have a much greater impact because we were traveling at a much higher speed.
I held a metronomic pace on that middle section of the course. We averaged 250 watts and both times 14 minutes and 5 seconds it was, and we had an average speed of 35.4 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, well, on the winter bike, I had to average 267 watts to maintain pace with Alex, and it became considerably easier when I switched onto my summer bike. I only had to do 248 watts.
So that's a 19-watt saving.
Between my summer bike and the winter one. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
What about the descent though?
Well, on the descent, when you were on the winter bike and I was on my summer bike, I actually pulled away from you straight away. And I think you had a maximum speed of about 72 kph, and it took 1 minute and 52 seconds for you to get down the descent.
Yeah, well, moving on to the summer bike, my max speed was considerably more. I actually pulled away from Alex a little bit on the descent when I was on my summer bike, which is probably down to the fact I'm a bit smaller than Alex, so I'm a bit more aerodynamic. And as we were freewheeling, power didn't come into it. My top speed, 75 kilometers an hour on summer bike, so quite a bit faster.
It's quite fast.
And I was 5 seconds quicker on the descent, doing 147. So
it's interesting actually to say about that, but especially if you were to apply that into a racing scenario, it's going to have a big impact on the outcome of a race. But we're talking about winter training and riding, which, well, isn't exactly racing, is it?
No, it's not necessarily important, or it might be important to you. I guess you can decide.
So there you have it, a summer bike is considerably faster. Pretty unsurprising, really.
Yeah, and as we've shown in our mudguards video previously, riding a winter bike is going to keep you and your riding companions considerably cleaner, and it's just better suited to the conditions.
Well, you can ride your summer bike in those crap conditions, but you are going to get dirtier and wear through some of the components at an accelerated rate.
Yeah, and if you want to do that, well, you absolutely can. It's one of the freedoms that is afforded to you.
Yeah, but for me, spending months riding a slower and heavier winter bike and then getting onto my lightweight summer bike used to give me a real boost in some of those early season races.
Yeah, well, so, quite a lot of racers talk about that.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a good thing to do. On that bombshell, well, let us know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, see more content as it helps support us, and it'll help us improve the content we make for you in the future. Right, we're going to go now. I like this winter bike. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, a little bit jealous actually.
Yeah, it's really cool.